Matchday, everybody. Welcome back to Forever United TV. It's build up to the Everton game, crunch game. I've got a few things I want to talk about and get off my chest actually, because more information came out, I think, from the embargoed version of the press conference last night. We're going to talk about the teams, the threats of Everton. We're going to grab anyone we can who's passing, see if they want to have a little chat as well where we're going. But yeah, it feels a little bit different here today. First time, I'm pretty certain it's the first time we've been here on a match day for an early kick-off at Old Trafford. It's a totally different vibe, not as many people about, freezing. I think there's a few people actually still watching Joshua, recovering from watching Joshua's fight last night and all the boxing actually. But yeah, no, it's I don't know what the vibe is. I can't tell yet because there's not many people. The last few times we've done the match day vibes, you could sort of feel the atmosphere and like the confidence. I think when we sat here last time talking to James, you can remember, we were talking about who was going to replace Rasmus Højlund, the injury news, and what United were actually going to do in that game. And we were still half confident that we were going to get something out of that game. I think anyone coming to Old Trafford, and United fans are obviously going to be like, well, we're at Old Trafford, we should be beating everyone. That was what it felt like last time, and I think from then it's just gone completely downhill. And the whole vibe and confidence level of the fan base, I think he's just completely flipped 180. And you can understand why, because it's like Ten Hag's press conference yesterday, and we'll get into that in a minute, but actually I did forget before I go into all of that. We've got Kaz on comments as well today. Kaz, she's freezing, the
Hello,
gloves
everyone.
are on.
Yeah, it's cold. It definitely feels colder than 6 degrees.
Yeah, just let us know if everyone can hear Kaz okay in the chat as well, and get your comments in as well. We've got Kaz covering all of that. But, I mean, first of all, I want to get into everything that went on with the press conference yesterday with Ten Hag and the vibe that he's set and the sort of message I feel, which is really, I give up. It just feels like he's given up on the season. Like the excuses with the injuries and going into games like this today now, I think he's just basically covering himself for when the inevitable happens, which is a poor finish to the campaign. And I'm just not with it at all. I really think he's sacking himself within the fan base. No one's going to give him any leeway when it comes to the injury side of things. You just deal with it. When he came out and said, first of all, the first part of the press conference, that no club could handle the amount of injuries that we've had. Well, no. And then later on we found out about Tyrell Malacia, and that's the interesting bit that I wanted to get into, because that's a weird one. It really is weird. Someone did a post on social media. In fact, Kaz, actually, you sent it to me, Kaz, didn't you? It was like, there's something else going on with this here. He's not posted on Instagram for nearly a year. I think it's the same on Twitter. No one said anything about him in any press conference. Nothing's come from United. No one actually knows.
Get injured?
Yeah, no one's seen him get injured. We don't know how he got injured, what the injury was in the start. Apparently it was in pre-season before they went on tour. So it's a weird one. And Ten Hag coming out yesterday in the press conference and throwing his medical staff under the bus by saying they assured me that both Luke Shaw and Malacia will be fit. That's why we sent Reguilon back. It just shows how farcical it is. Into the comments, Kaz, we've got a super chat first of all.
Yeah, we've got Alien with a super chat. It says, big up Adam and Kaz, the alien is coming.
The alien is coming.
And also, we've got our friend Grace sat next to us. I think he should definitely jump up behind Adam for a second and give everyone a wave.
Great from the chat. He's actually behind the camera, guys. So make sure you say hello. He's not confident in coming on camera, but he's here watching live with us. So
everyone say hello in the chat.
How you doing, Gray? You all right, mate? Anyway.
Oh, good, mate. Thank you.
Good. What score are you saying, by the way?
You never know what United are going to turn up. Hopefully 2-0.
You never know what bleeding players in actual physical form are going to turn up these days. There's no one left. But yeah, in terms of the team lineup today, from what Ten Hag said yesterday, no Mari Forson, so we're weaker than what we was last time we played here. Because we had Harry Maguire, we had Mari Forson at least, so we are going to see Marcus Rashford, we are probably going to see Antony, and I don't know else. I don't know who else is going to play up front. We got anyone else who can play up there? Bruno false nine. Is McSauce going to play as the striker again? Well, that was a waste of time last time. And realistic, Claire, Everton and their form here and their history here, no win here in 11 years for Everton. You'd be going into this game confident, but I'm not. I'm really not today. I'm actually fearing this today. I think we might get a sort of bounce back sort of vibe, but you look at the team and you look at the players on the pitch and you're like, who is going to give us that bounce back? Is it going to be... honestly, I feel it could go two ways. We could get one of them horrible, scrappy defeats, or we're going to scrape a win like a Nottingham Forest, a Casemiro or a Varane from a corner, a set piece. Someone grabs a goal for us from nothing, and we're talking about a moment again, because I'm not expecting any style of play. I'm not expecting anything in terms of free-flowing football and excitement. It's going to be one of them where you just have to sit there freezing your ass off, hoping that one of these players can turn up and get something out of this game for us today. Comment section with Kaz.
Yep, Paul Griffiths says, sack the medical team.
I think we've said that many a times, haven't we?
Lee Dixon says, Harry Mass put in a great performance for the under-21s, must be close to first team. Erica says, good morning from Germany, Adam, big up. And then we've got T says, no way, Gray, show yourself, mate.
He's being pressured by the chat.
Jim says, hi Adam, Kaz, Graham and everyone else.
Graham is on his way as well. I don't know if he'll make it to this point. I think we're going to go for something to eat after this over in the Central, 11 Central.
And then Christine Duffy says, hi Adam, looking forward to a good game today and a win. Fingers crossed. Ooh. Hello, Gray.
Hello, Gray. It's great getting more shout-outs than everyone. Well, in terms of a good game, Christine, I agree with you on the hope side of things. Not so much on the good game. I'm not really expecting it. It could be, you never know, early kick-off, surprise packet. You don't know what happens on these early games. They're weird, aren't they? It's like United have got no excuse. It's not like Liverpool earlier on in the season were complaining about getting all of these early kick-offs. United haven't got any midweek games because we're out of Europe because we're crap. So we got no excuse today at all in terms of full preparation. Obviously, Erik ten Hag has covered himself by saying he's got no one available. I know what I know, guys. Kaz can get back to me with your comments on this, but where are you at with how that manager's message in them press conferences affects players? I mean, for me, I think it's playing on my mind. I'm going into this game as United player today thinking that I'm not good enough with what the manager says in the press conference. If he's saying like no one can handle these injuries and we are better and the process works when everyone's available, I'm looking at myself today as a player going on thinking this manager don't think I'm good enough to play for United. And then you can start to think, well, this really is on the manager for actually these players thinking, you know what, sod you, I'm going to down tools here. Don't give him the excuse. Jose Mourinho did the same thing. The tired comment, it did my head in. As much as I love Jose, he kept saying it, we're tired with too many games. If you give the players that mindset going into the game, they're automatically going to be down and out. Just do what Klopp did. And just say it doesn't matter. We're going to play exactly the same way. It doesn't matter who's in the lineup. You're still wearing the same shirts. It's 11v11. And you're at home, for God's sake. Don't embarrass us again today. I can't have another embarrassing defeat at home. Kaz?
Yeah, we've got a message in from Carl Jones who says, hi Adam and Kaz, please give a shout out to my team, the Transplant Wales FC, who are currently fundraising to get to the first ever Transplant Football World Cup in Italy this September.
Jeez, big shout out, big up. Well done on that one.
And then we've got Clue says he isn't wrong though, our players are not good enough for Man United.
Yeah, but you don't say it though, do you? Like, give the fans something back. At least like, try and make these players think that they belong here and they can actually get the win. Because he never talks about how the game is gone. He uses excuses afterwards. He comes up with deluded comments after the game saying we didn't lose, we didn't deserve to lose. We showed character. Like that Fulham game last time out here. We get a game like that today, this fan base is gone. I'm telling you now, it'll go from whatever it is, 70-30, Ten Hag out, it'll go to 90-10, something like that, because they won't stand for it. You cannot lose at home in one season to Everton, to Fulham, to Crystal Palace, to Bournemouth. Just listen to the teams and the names that I'm going through there and let it sink in. Everyone forgets because time's a healer and you forget about what's happened in previous games and you have this whole match day hype and hope and think that they can actually turn up because you're outside Old Trafford and the fans are out and it's buoyant. You can't lose at home. That's how I used to feel as a kid coming to Old Trafford. I completely lost that now with this team under Ten Hag. And I feel like, on the previous managers as well, but right now I just feel like they're just wheels on our shoulders and everyone's against us. It's not the fans are not. We've been right behind you, but you're giving us nothing back. That's the problem. Kaz?
Yeah, Jim D64 says, does Ten Hag have a good idea he's being sacked?
Probably. look at this here. Speaking of the Anthony man, Josh.
The Anthony man.
All right. I'm sure you all recognise this fella from a certain short video on the channel the other day. Josh, we might see your man today, Anthony. Big performance.
Yeah.
First of all, though, match day. Are you one of them fans, like I've just been saying then, like you get this big buzz on a match day, it's like you forget about what's happened before for that moment, don't you? And then you start watching the game and you go, oh yeah, now I remember how bad these guys are. Are you that type of fan that's like hopeful that you can see a difference?
I'm one of them fans that are ridiculously optimistic, and I get disappointed every.
Well, you were talking off Anthony, mate. So
exactly. No, I mean I'm realistic with the Anthony situation. You know, I know that he's not good enough this season. He's not been anywhere near good enough this season or last. But you know, I go into every game thinking we can get something out of it. But I'm not even feeling that way today, to be honest with you.
What makes you feel that way today? What's different today? Is it because of just the amount of plays out, or just the way we've been playing, and you're just getting nothing?
Well, I think like what you said a second ago about and about what Ten Hag's been saying is that the players, he's coming across as if the players just aren't good enough, and I think that's right. To be honest, I don't think the players are good enough, and I understand what you're saying with that. He shouldn't be sort of publicly saying that to the players, because he should be bigging them up to give them the confidence. He
said that Anthony was unstoppable, mate. So, like, you can't say they're not good enough and then in a press conference say he's fucking unstoppable, can you?
I'm never going to hear the end of this now, am I? Never.
You're the Anthony man.
I'm telling you now, Anthony next season. You've heard it here first. Anthony next season will be the guy. No, I don't know. All I'm saying is that he shows that effort, passion, commitment that we want from players, and not from now to the end of the season. If we don't get the results that we want, but we see that commitment and passion on the pitch, for me, they're the players that we should be moving into next season with. I understand that some of them might not have the ability, but I feel like we need to get a full squad of everyone that's committed and everyone that's passionate, everyone that's willing to put in the work and run on that pitch for us.
Basics.
Yeah. If we can start from there, I think that's a good sort of beginning point for us. Whereas if we've got players like Rashford in the team, they're the people that are just corrupting the squad and are just bringing everybody else down, in my opinion. Yeah,
I'm quickly just going to bring Gray off camera on this. I can point the mic to him. He's not on camera, but I'll get his opinion. Anthony Gray. He says it all. No, I totally get, because last season I actually think Anthony's a better defender than he is an attacker.
Yeah.
Because he's tracking back, he's second to none. He does put it, and he doesn't shirk a tackle. He likes to scrap, and that's one thing that Rashford will never ever have in his locker.
If you could put that mentality into Rashford.
Yeah, no, it is. You mould both of them players together, and wow, yeah, you're onto something there. You really are. But it's not a perfect world. You can't do that. You can't weird science it, can you, or anything like that? Not if people will get that actual where I'm going with that. You have to be old to know what that film's about, but. Onto the team today, though. Like, Rashford will obviously play because we've got no one else. You've got Anthony, who we've spoken about. Who's that third forward for you then today? How do we go at it today? Well, this is the problem I've got with tonight as well. It's like, why does it have to be a free? Why can't he change up the system? Have we not got a plan B? That's a big criticism that a lot of the fan base has got.
Yeah, well, I've heard that there's rumours that Ahmad's going to start, and
I hope so.
And he's someone that we could get
finally.
Yeah, exactly. Finally, I mean, the times that we've seen him on the pitch, which is rarely, but he's scored some all right. He scored that flick header in pre-season last year or something.
No, he scored that against AC Milan in the Europa League.
Yeah.
So he's done that against Donnarumma. Somehow,
yeah.
You've seen the size of him. I don't know.
I don't know how he's done that.
But yeah, no, I totally get that. It's like something different again for the fans to look at. I mean, we said it last time out against Fulham for Amari Forson was all excited. It was damn squib. It pretty much fell flat on its face, the game and his performance, unfortunately. Again, is that hope that you're just going to have that player that comes through and has that game, isn't it, Josh? It's like, bang, give the fans something else to get excited about. But if it doesn't, you kind of worry for the player a bit, don't you? Because you could just completely fall off after that, and that's like a chance that they're not going to get again. Because like Ten Hag said, when everyone's fit, we're great, and then players we're never going to see again.
Well, that's it. I mean, you can never rely on your first 11, and if he's saying when we've not got our players that fit, our first 11 that fit, you know what, we've not got anything to work with. It's like, well, that's your job to give us something to work with. And for me, you know, we've got a youth team there, if we've not got a left back, why are we playing a Lindelof in left back? Why are we not playing our youth team left back?
Doing what Liverpool did with
Bradley.
Bradley.
Actual left back rather than trying to play Lindelof, who's hung us out to dry so many times in that position because he's too slow, he's too weak, and he's just. I mean, even in centre back, he's not the best, is he? But I feel like instead of trying to use the players that we've got in that starting 11 and just sort of jig them around to change the formation, why are we not just playing the team in players in their actual positions?
That's it. I mean, I won't get your opinion on that next, but Kaz, we've got some comments coming in.
Yeah, Yorkshire says we should have an internal inquiry why we're getting so many injuries. Is there some truth in Eric Ten Hag's training methods?
I think there will be. There's definitely got to be some, especially the Rasmus Højlund injury. That's just through absolute busting a gut in training. You need to know how to handle certain players' attributes, I feel. And I know it's like we're probably going a little bit deep on this here, but every player is different. Every player, it's like, for instance, an interview just came out with Ahmad, and he was asked, who's your worst player to play against in training? It's Lisandro Martinez. It's like he's playing a World Cup final every training session. You need to be able to handle him. You need to be able to control that player. He'll be different to what Rashford is, to what Bruno. Bruno will just, it's like that, Bruno, there's 10 miles over there, he'll run it. He'll just do it. He doesn't care. But it's wasted. It's harnessing the attributes, I feel. And Rasmus, again, is an enthusiastic, he'll batter into everyone. He gets battered from pillar to post every game, and I'm sure he's the same in training. That's part of management and coaching, I feel. You need to know when to say, whoa, like, stop. Do you feel, and we've not asked you this yet, Josh, but medical staff, Ten Hag's training methods, is it a blend of everything, or can you go in on one? Because I'm sure you heard what he said about his medical staff in the embargoed press conference as well. Where are you at with that?
Yeah, I think, to be honest, I can see Ten Hag's training methods being pretty brutal, to be fair.
Well, we had that running after the Brentford game last season story, didn't we?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So I can see him being quite brutal, but then on the same page, like, these players need to match that as well. Like, you know, they can't be sending out these leaks after training sessions saying, oh, it's too hard, it's too this, it's too that. Like, you're playing for Man United, like, come on, like, show some bloody passion, do you know what I mean? I know it's like we're playing with a bunch of bloody ballet dancers or something, like.
Snowflakes is the most common phrase, isn't it, that a lot of people have used. Comments from Kaz?
Yes, UK Stray says, can't wait to see the development plans for the new Manchester United.
It's when you stood. I'll go to that. Sorry, go on. Carry on, Kaz.
Stephanie says, "I'm madness today. Yes, please. No, not Luther Vandross football." Timelessness says, "Use the youngsters, be brave, or they will never get the chance." Henry says, "Hi Adam and Kaz. I think Ten Hag has got another job at a big club. He has had enough with these players."
Yeah, I think he's got one lined up, and we know he's got job offers in Germany. We pretty much found that out when I rang. I didn't ring him, but I spoke to Mark Ogden from ESPN, and he said the club know that there's offers on the table, so we don't have to feel sorry for him. It's just a managerial merry-go-round and how it works. But any more there, Kaz?
We've got 113 likes, so if we could push that up, that would be great.
200, please. Come on, it's early, I know that, but seriously, sort your head out.
Jim says, big up to the fans, keep going to the matches when Ten Hag gives you no reason to and no hope to win. Don't know a manager who does that.
Well, to be honest, on that side of it, if we didn't go, we lose our chance to renew our season tickets. So yeah, the club have got us like trying. So we pay up front for our season tickets, and then the club say if you don't go to certain games, even though you spent your money, you will not be able to renew that season ticket if you don't get a certain amount of games covered in a season. It's a joke, really. Everyone should have their option to go to the game if they want. Circumstances change for everyone on game days. One more, Kaz?
Yeah, Danny G says, is Malacia actually alive? Someone has a theory that he's in prison. Morning to Louise in the chat. Morning, Connor, Rory.
Well, to be honest, someone said yesterday that Malacia is back in training. I set off my first video of the day saying that, and then by the end of the day, I said it, didn't I? In that video, I said Ten Hag, the doom and gloom merchant. He will get all this news and hope, and then as soon as Ten Hag opens his mouth, I feel depressed. I feel like he's just ruined my day because he never brings us any good news.
Stephanie has a good comment. She says 300 likes and Gray comes on camera.
Oh,
yeah. Smash that like,
he's having it. We're here at Old Trafford, Josh. I wanted to get into that as well because yesterday the news came out that the task force, I call them the A-team. I'll start making all sorts of names up for this now. But it's the elite of the elite. You only have to look at the people involved in this. I mean, as soon as you mention Lord Coe, it's like, right, okay, this is on. Definitely something big happening. Old Trafford, new stadium. Where's your head at?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely due an update, isn't it? I think all the facilities, it's like when, you know, Ronaldo came back and said that nothing's changed since he was last there, and it's about time that we get a new stadium or try and do something with the one that we've got. But whichever one's best, to be fair. I know Neville's involved in it now, isn't he? He's in the task force, as we say.
Yes.
So yeah, happy really.
I'll say that there because I was just testing Josh there with that one, because sometimes people can be stood here on a match day and you can look up at Old Trafford and go, it is grand, it is, and you feel like, you know what, it'll be such a shame, and then you look up and you can see the green mould at the top of the stadium, the paint's white. It's just like, it feels like they put these big banners across the front of the stadium there. You can see the Snapdragon one that's up there now, that's the latest one. You see that, it just feels like they're trying to cover it up to me. It feels like they're scared about what people might think it looks like, because behind there is just a load of glass and offices. That's famously the actual part of the stadium. If you think back to 2000 and when was it now? I can't remember. I think it was 9 when Berbatov signed on deadline day. That's the window there that Fergie walked past with Berbatov, and that's where everyone was filming. Like Sky was filming. You remember
That's
the
your
day?
Favourite story, that, isn't it?
I love that. What are you trying to say? I always tell everyone that story. Kaz's like trying to.
Clean that side.
The glass was clean. You could see through. Sky's cameras could see through. But yeah, everyone, make sure you give the video a like for Kaz slagging me off. But I just look at this now today. Getting back to the game again. If he loses today, any way back for Ten Hag, Josh?
For me, there's only one reason why we should sack the manager, and that's if Ineos don't see him as the manager that can fit into their plans.
Is there a level for you where it's like, right, that's enough, even if Ineos were in, say they were in situ now, they've been going for 3 years, results were just carrying on the way they were? Is there a point where you would go, this just is not working? Have you actually got to that point with Ten Hag, or are you still like, actually, do you feel like people are using the Ineos side that you said then as an excuse just to say, right, no, we've got to get rid of him?
Probably. I think, like I say, I think we should keep Ten Hag until it's a difficult one, because I can see there's no style of play, and that's for me, that's the one thing that's difficult to.
We'll see how you feel after the game today.
We will, yeah. Well, that's for me is the one part. Like results, I understand football's a results-based business, isn't it? And we need to get results. But I'm at the point with United now where I'm sort of over getting results, because we've just been let down so many times. All I want to see on that pitch now is just players running and, you know, putting a shift in for us. And the players that don't do that will stand out, and they're the players that need to go, because they're the players that are down in tools for the managers. And then we can work from there. If we've got a group of players that are willing to put a shift in for us, we can work from there. And that's, like you say, the basics.
It is, because every other club's got it. Everton will come here and work harder than United today, and we know they will. That's like a horrible thing to say, and it's like some people will look at this and go, Adam, you're just being negative again, stop with all this negativity. But I've been here, I've been to every game. You know, I'm up and down the country watching United. I see it in these players. I look at other clubs like Luton have got a plan.
Yeah.
You look at like Fulham on the Silver, like last week, they played us off the park. Not last week, the week before, they played us off the park. I mean, the City result is a City result. They're going to do that to a lot of teams. I don't think anyone was massively surprised with that. But the Fulham one, the Bournemouth one, they played us off the park completely. Then you're looking at Crystal Palace, all teams that are bottom of the table. Brentford, I mean, if it weren't for McTominay's heroics and a bit of luck in that game, then we'd have been looking at Brentford winning here at Old Trafford as well. And I just got a feeling, when someone said this morning, it's been over a decade since Everton have won here, I was like, oh, why have you said that? Why have you said that? You're like, and underneath the tweet, someone went, what can go wrong? Don't even bring it in. Kaz, what have we got?
Yeah, Stu says 300 likes and Gray will walk like a T-Rex on the camera.
I think that's a bit harsh, that. Just getting him on the camera's a big one, but...
Yeah, we've got that one, and Louise says every game feels like it could get Erik ten Hag sacked, whether you want him gone or not. That's good for the club or the team or the fans.
Yeah, it does feel like dead man walking every single game now. It's got to that stage. I feel like we're at that Ollie stage, that Mourinho stage. I feel like Ten Hag is trying to be diplomatic, he's trying, but then trips himself up without realising. And I think it usually is in his explanation of things. And I have got some sympathy for it. And I always go on about the lost in translation thing, but right now, what's happening on the pitch, it's quite clear he's seen a different game to everyone else. I think that's the problem with it. But who he picks today and what his message is, I do not know. For instance, with what we've got available, Josh, what shape and what team would you go with?
Honestly, I'd line up something similar to how we played City. Like, if we can go against the best, one of the best teams in the world, if not the best team in the world, and we put up a good first half. Obviously, we got the goal, and I was thinking after that game, I was like, when we try and press and play on the front foot, there's that massive gap. We're playing with centre backs that are slow, so there's a massive gap between the centre backs and the midfield and the strikers. There's no sort of cohesive unit in the team. So why don't we just play compact, sit deep? I know it's not the style of football that we want to see at the minute, but that's just working with what we've got. And if that can create room behind to get our pacey players in, to get Anthony in there, we might get something. But no, jokes aside, it's like we're trying to force a style of play when we don't have the players to do it, and I think it's just kind of pointless. And to sort of play devil's advocate on what I was saying before, I always try and look at the other side of it. With Ten Hag, he was saying that he doesn't have the players, and he doesn't have the players. There is a lot of injuries at the minute, but then you're saying there, look at Bournemouth, look at Luton, they don't have the players that United have got, but all their team put a shift in. And is our manager just unable to motivate our players to put that shift in? Is that what the problem is?
Yeah, have they given up? Because I heard a rumour this morning, I was talking before we came out, that Marcus Rashford is waiting to see what Ten Hag actually does, and if the club actually get rid of him before he commits his future to the club. I'm sorry, if I hear a player saying that, then I'm just going to be like, well, see you later. Yeah. If you have to wait around for whatever manager it's going to be, you should be wanting to play for United, for God's sake. I mean, it doesn't matter who's in charge. So let's just look at it in a way of who wants to put that shirt on? Who wants to actually run through brick walls just because you've got that pride and you're privileged to wear it and be in this stadium playing for Manchester United? That's what you need. Forget about who's in charge. There should be a basis and a basic, which, like you said, is you want to actually run and put the effort in first of all. If you've got the talent, it'll just come through naturally. Comments in from Kaz?
Yeah, Malp says, are the players up for it today or not? We'll soon find out.
Oh, we will find out.
Simon says, I think the board have told Ten Hag he's not getting support and he's getting replaced, so he's firing back.
Yeah.
Soldier of Reality says, get rid of the rot. If Ten Hag goes to Barcelona, he will be epic.
And another.
Danny G says, not having a single fit left back or striker at United is a huge problem.
Yeah, well, I think looking at it now, you would say today is a chance for players, like you said, Josh, that can actually go out, give the manager something to think about. Yeah. But then, like what Kaz was saying in the comments there, if this manager knows he's done, the players are going to have some idea. It's like, where are the players' heads at? Yeah. You're stuck in between a rock and a hard place right now. It's like, I'm going to give everything to this manager, but inside your head, you know that he's not going to survive. Like, what do you do?
Yeah, well, you don't give everything for the manager. You give it for yourself. Like, you stick me on that pitch, I'll run more than Rashford will run today. I'm nowhere near as fit as Rashford, but I'll run more than him because I'd be buzzing to go and play on that pitch. Yeah. And I think that's frustration for the fans, is that we've got players there. It's like, I don't like the manager, so I'm just going to throw my arms around. I'm going to walk. I'm not going to track back. It's like, how lucky are you to go and play on that football pitch? Yeah. Like, I understand that you might not be, on the best terms with the manager, or you're deciding on your future if the manager goes or the manager stays. But at the end of the day, go and play for yourself. Like, you love United so much, go and play like a fan then.
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, you've got to go on, Kaz, for the comments.
Yeah, somebody says, Malika says, is Kaz hiding also? And the answer is yes, I'm hiding with Gray behind the camera.
Both of them today.
Mike says, Kaz, give us a score today. And I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking if Ahmad starts, I feel like we can get the win. But if not, I'm actually worried it could end up being something like a 2-2 draw. So I'm a bit worried about today.
Yeah, I think. I mean, guys, you get your teams in. Let me know what you feel in terms of starting lineups. I'm just hiding the microphone away from. Oh, we got gifted memberships as well, have we now? Let's just see. Oh, you got to go on camera. Yeah.
He said if he buys 5 memberships, if I go on camera.
Is that Brian Duffy with the 5? Brian, thank you so much. We've got memberships. Right, here we go. Gray is coming. He's rocking the camera.
Sorry, I was just trying to hide from the security guy there as well because he was wandering around.
The new members, by the way, is Vito, Lee Richards, Hoppy, Tim Jarrod and Sanil. So thank you so much, Brian, for that. And here's your wish. Here's Gray.
Yeah,
Gray is in the house.
For that one.
Yep, mate. Pleasure to meet you, mate. Let's just
not
do.
Bad beating Kaz as well.
No, there you go. Yeah, everyone likes the Kaz bit. She's nice, isn't she? Rock the Kaz bar. That's the one. Yeah, rock the Kaz bar. Let's do some simple stuff, mate.
Yeah.
You've been in the chats every single day with us. You know what my opinion is. I know what your opinion is. Let's get into today's game. Lineups. Is it going to be as? Who are you bringing in for Forsen? If it is going to be different, are you going to play the same as what we did against City? How are you doing it today?
How I do it and how Ten Hag do it, probably 2 different things. I don't know. I honestly don't know what I do.
Yeah. It's tough, isn't it?
Yeah, I think Ten Hag's just going to stick with what's considered safe.
Yeah, I think for me, looking at it,
I'd like to see Diallo.
Yeah, I think Ahmad's the one, isn't it?
He's going to bring some excitement. He's really going to try in it because he doesn't get that opportunity that often, so he's going to give it everything.
Yeah, I feel so. So you know why I'm hiding the microphone? Because the security guy keeps lingering around. He's a nightmare, this guy. So we've got Gray covering up the microphone just so we can get our lives in.
Strategically placed elbow.
Nice,
he's
Gray.
over that way over there now. So yeah, we're just. Yeah, it's him.
Well, let me talk for a minute then. So
we'll deal with it.
Yeah.
we have Trevor in the chat saying, Adam, show you care, shirt off.
That's not going to make any difference to what happens on that pitch. So no, I haven't actually got my thingy on today. I've not got my colours on today.
Mark Langridge
All in the
says this team sums up what the saying hard work beats lazy talent, or hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard really means. I'm with you on that, Mark.
Yep, 100%.
I think Adam's getting a bit worried about the security guy.
Yeah, he's just lingering around here now deliberately because he can see. I think what we'll do, we'll get Josh to cover Kaz up. We'll get Josh to cover Kaz up so we can't see Kaz, and it looks like we're just talking. He's just literally asking everyone at the moment who's got a phone out. This is how bad they are here on Matchday. My God, I think it's when this guy is actually working.
Well, we've got 35 minutes out, so let's see.
We're nearly at the end now, but it's time for score predictions, guys. I want to know what your prediction is for the score today. Great, what we're going with,
2-0, that optimistic 2-0.
2-0 for Great. Josh is still in the back. What are you saying, Josh?
2-1.
2-1. 2-1.
Everton.
2-1. Okay, right, that's just killed it now. We've got a football freestyler doing some proper freestyling, Snapdragon promo stuff here right now. He's got some skills, the lad. Should we get him on? Let's get some footage on there. There you go, look at that. Sign him up.
Nice.
Sign him up. Oh, he's on ball now, so it doesn't work. It work. What you got to say is, can you track back though, mate? Can you put a 50? Oh, he's lost it. No, he's down. Oh, he's pulled an hammer. He's done. He's better than half the players on the pitch today.
You want some score predictions coming in, guys?
Yeah, let's get some score predictions in,
UK
everyone.
Strains saying 4-0. Louise saying depending who plays 1-0. Jason
4-0.
says 3-0. Danny says I'm going 2-1. Stu 2-0. Abbas 5-0. Gosh, 5-0. Trevor 3-1. Jim 2-1.
Are they watching a different team to us?
Quite a lot
What's
of
going on?
score predictions.
Madness, but guys, brilliant. We're going to end the stream there. We're going to go get some breakfast and get warm, and obviously make sure you tuned in afterwards. We've got loads of footage for you, loads of content. As you know, Matchday vlogs. We'll be back live later on as well. We'll try and do some other stuff as well for you, but stay tuned, get your notifications on, get tuned in. As soon as kick-off, as soon as the final whistle goes, we'll be here outside giving our opinions, hopefully on a United win, but like we said, this could be anything today. But
Mike,
make sure.
you're asking for my score prediction. I'm going to say 2-0, but only if we start with Ahmad. There we go.
Get your likes in, people. Thank you so much for hitting that mark. Absolute pleasure to have Josh and Gray both on. I love that.
Say hello to Stu, apparently.
Stu, hope you're good, mate. Right, that is it, guys. Thank you so much. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you are tuning in for the first time as well. And yeah, we'll see you after the game. Oh God, please come on, United.